This is the Star News Brief. I'm Joely Regi. The current row over a COVID-19 travel ban has lifted the lid on the diplomatic tensions that have simmered between Kenya and the United Kingdom for years. The two countries have had chilly subdued relations for a long time. The tension and the apparent bad blood have finally spilled over into a tit-for-tat clash that has exposed what some call a superficial camaraderie. On Saturday, Kenya hit back after the UK banned visitors from Kenya because of its high rate of COVID-19 infections. Kenya did the same, banning visitors from the UK. The listing effectively banned Kenyans or anybody transiting through Kenyan airports from setting foot in the UK starting April 9th. On Sunday, Kenya responded in equal measure, banning passenger flights originating or transiting through the UK airports. In addition, passengers from the UK will be required to produce negative COVID-19 certificates and valid COVID-19 vaccine certifications. Get a copy of The Star by subscribing to our e-paper for only 10 shillings by dialing star 550 star 3#. Lilian Gasheri was on the brink of dropping out of school when she met a new father, President Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru, who was holding a rally in Chuka Town, had singled out Gasheri, identifying her from the crowd by the school uniform she was still wearing. "I was picked from the crowd by the same security guards who had pushed me away initially. His Excellency asked me to go back to school, but I thought it was the usual empty political promises," Gasheri recalled. "I went to school anyway, only to find my school fees paid in full." Before the rally, Gasheri, now 26, had exhausted all the options for getting her school fees and had resigned to fate. Between her and poverty was 400 shillings, which she was yet to decide if it should go towards bus fare or food. Deputy President William Ruto is walking a lonely path to State House as his main rivals plot separately to vanquish him. The renewed camaraderie between President Uhuru Kenyatta and ODM boss Raila Odinga and the emerging One Kenya alliance of four political rivals limit Ruto's options. While the president is again cozying up to Raila, Musalia Mudavadi of ANC, Kalonzo Musyoka of Wiper, Gideon Moi of KANU and Moses Wetangula of Ford Kenya are building a new 2022 political force. There is talk that Uhuru-Raila axis could team up with the One Kenya alliance in a well-knit succession plan to block Ruto's ascension to power, sending him to political oblivion for the time being. The president, who had seemed to be distancing himself from Raila, is now said to be best buddies with him again. He is also propping up the One Kenya alliance in a juggling maneuver. More help has poured in for Beatrice Makoha, the Bungoma grandmother who is slowly being smothered by a gross 3-kilogram tumor on her face. Doctors at Bungoma Level 5 Hospital on Sunday conducted preliminary tests to determine the extent of the tumor. It has completely covered the 50-year-old woman's left eye and is rapidly blocking her nostrils. Makoha's breathing is labored, and medics said she does not have long to live if the tumor, which has grown for over 20 years, is not removed urgently. She is her family's sole breadwinner. On Sunday morning, Bungoma Governor Wycliffe Wangamati visited Makoha at her home in Stabicha in Kimilili. He accompanied her to Bungoma Level 5 Hospital for preliminary tests. The costs were covered by the county. The announcement by the International Monetary Fund on Friday that it has approved a 255 billion shilling loan for Kenya has elicited a storm among some Kenyans. The majority of Kenyans wondered why the IMF approved the loan request at a time the country is already burdened with debt. It was on Thursday, just a day before the loan was approved, that the latest study by Infotrack suggested that most regions are opposed to the government's appetite for foreign loans, with President Uhuru Kenyatta's backyard being the most resentful. The survey said 81% of Kenyans feel anxious, fearful, or angry because of the debt burden. According to the 2021 Budget Policy Statement, Kenya's public debt as of June 2020 stood at 7.6 trillion shillings, equivalent to 65% of the GDP. Get a copy of The Star by subscribing to our e-paper for only 10 shillings by dialing star 550 star 3#.